I want you to take a deep breath right now. Just be here, settle into your body, because we are about to talk about something so fundamental, so deeply ingrained in our programming, that even questioning it feels like a personal betrayal. We are going to talk about love. We're going to talk about marriage. And we're going to talk about children. And we are going to use the razor-sharp insights of Osho to cut through the comfortable, suffocating blanket of illusions that society has sold us. What if I told you that the one thing you've been taught to aspire to, that beautiful, sacred institution of marriage, is actually a cage? A beautifully decorated, socially approved, self-imposed prison that is the root cause of immense misery, neurosis, and psychological sickness. This isn't just my opinion. This is the direct, unfiltered truth from a man who never, not once, compromised his vision for societal approval. When Osho was asked if he ever came close to getting married, his answer was chillingly simple: no, never. Why? Why such a hard, absolute stance against something so normal? Osho explains it immediately. I have been against marriage from the very beginning, because it means cutting down your freedom. Freedom. Let's pause on that word. It's a word we throw around a lot, but what does it really mean? For Osho, freedom is the ultimate value. He says, there is nothing higher than freedom. This isn't just the political freedom to do what you want. It's the spiritual, existential freedom to be who you are, moment to moment, without apology. It's the freedom to grow, to change, to evolve. Marriage, in his eyes, is a legal attachment to a woman or to a man. It's a contract. It's a societal stamp of approval. And the moment love becomes a contract, it dies. It becomes a duty. Have you ever felt this? Have you ever felt the incredible, wild, spontaneous spark you once had with someone slowly curdle into an obligation? Have you ever found yourself performing the role of a husband or a wife, saying the expected lines, doing the expected things, while your true self is screaming, silent, in the background? Be honest. You don't have to say it out loud. Just be honest with yourself. This is the very trap Osho dedicated his life to exposing. It's the trap of inauthenticity. His own family was in difficulty because of his rebellious nature. They would have been perfectly happy if he had just become a celibate monk. Think about that. Society is perfectly comfortable with you choosing one of two ditches. A. Getting married, becoming a normal citizen, and slowly suppressing your freedom and aliveness for the sake of structure. Or B. Becoming a celibate monk, denying your life energy completely, and repressing your humanity for the sake of God. Society is fine with repression. It is fine with deadness. It is not fine with freedom. But Osho said no. He said, both are ditches. He wasn't going to be a prisoner of marriage, and he wasn't going to be a prisoner of repression. He said, I am going to walk just in the middle, on the razor's edge. And, as he adds with that unmistakable joy, and I have enjoyed the walk tremendously. This is the first lesson for us. Life is not about choosing between two dead-end streets. It's not about choosing between the prison of marriage and the prison of celibacy. It's about finding that alive, dangerous, beautiful razor's edge of moment-to-moment awareness and freedom. So, if you're finding value in this perspective, if this idea of the razor's edge resonates with you more than the safe, boring ditches, do me a favor and gently tap that like button. It's a small way to signal to yourself and to the world that you're ready for a different kind of conversation. So what does Osho say to all the people in the world who are married? Millions, billions. What about them? His answer is shocking. It's absolute. It's brutal. He says, everybody should get divorced, without exception. Wait, everybody, without exception? That sounds like chaos. It sounds destructive. It sounds cruel. But let's look deeper. Osho is a surgeon. He is not attacking love. He is attacking the institution that cages love. He is attacking the inauthenticity that has become synonymous with marriage. He says people should meet and love each other, occasionally, as opportunity comes. Love should be a spontaneous happening, a gift, not a scheduled duty. He points to the ugly state that marriage inevitably creates. The state when a wife has to make love to a man whom she does not love anymore, but she has to fulfill her duty. Or the husband, fulfilling his duty, who, while he is with his wife, may be thinking of some other woman. And she, in turn, may be thinking of some other man. Osho asks the fundamental question: what kind of neurotic society have you created? This is the core of the problem. We have created a neurotic society based on lies. We pretend. We repress. We feel guilty for our most natural, human desires. Osho says it is simply human to see a beautiful woman or a beautiful man and to like to have some time with her. This is not a sin. It is not a moral failing. It is life energy responding to life energy. The problem isn't the desire. The problem is the lie. The problem is the duty. The problem is the guilt. Osho's solution is radical honesty. It's a terrifying honesty. He says, if you don't love each other, at least be human and say frankly that it was beautiful to be together, but now it is finished. Say goodbye. How revolutionary is that? No drama, no ugliness, no lawyers and custody battles. Just a simple, human, respectful goodbye. An acknowledgement that a beautiful chapter has ended and a new one must begin. Imagine a world like that. Imagine a world where connections last exactly as long as they are nourishing, alive, and true. Osho says if marriage to disappear completely from the world, then divorce will disappear. Of course, you can't divorce if you're not married. It's a simple logical step. But he goes further. The dominoes start to fall, revealing the entire sickness of our society. He says, with marriage, prostitution will disappear. Think about that. Prostitution is the shadow of marriage. It is the direct result of a society where love is chained and sex is a duty. When men and women are forced into loveless duties, their natural life energy has to find an outlet. It becomes perverse. It becomes repressed. Prostitution is the marketplace for the love and the intimacy that is forbidden in the home. If love were free, spontaneous, and authentic, who would need to pay for a dead, mechanical, humiliating imitation of it? The dominoes keep falling. Osho says, with marriage, most of the work of the priest will disappear. Why? Because the priest's power comes from sanctioning your love, from declaring you man and wife. His power comes from the guilt and sin associated with natural desire, which the institution of marriage tries, and fails, to contain. Remove the institution, remove the sin, and the priest has no job. And here is the biggest one. This is the one that should make us all stop and tremble. With marriage, almost 99% of the work of psychoanalysts, therapists, psychiatrists will disappear. 99%. Why? Because, as Osho states with absolute clarity, it is marriage that is creating all kinds of psychological perversions, repressions, guilt. Our entire psychological sickness, our anxieties, our depressions, our obsessive-compulsive disorders, our perversions, Osho lays the blame squarely at the feet of this one institution that forces human beings to be inauthentic. It forces us to repress our life energy. And that repressed energy, as Freud knew, doesn't go away. It turns sour. It becomes guilt. It becomes anger. It becomes violence. It becomes neurosis. This is a massive claim. And I want to know what you think. Look at the world around you. Look at the relationships you know. Look at your own relationship. Do you see this connection? Do you see how the pressure of forever and duty and legality might be creating the very psychological problems we spend billions of dollars trying to fix? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments. This is a space for open dialogue, and your perspective is incredibly valuable. Do you agree that marriage is the source of our psychological problems? Or do you think Osho is going too far? Osho, in his classic way, doesn't stop at just the social or psychological level. He knows that to dismantle this prison, you have to dig up its foundations. And the foundations are religious. He goes right to the religious roots of our conditioning. He attacks the very stories we're told to revere. He points out the profound hypocrisy of a religion that needs God's permission for love, when, in its own foundational story, it's God committed rape with the Virgin Mary, without her consent. These are shocking words. He's using them to wake us up. He even says he only believes the story because it proves that your God is a rapist. Otherwise, I don't believe in the story. He follows this logic to its natural, human conclusion. Jesus must be a bastard. He says it is certain he was not the son of Joseph, and just to cover up the whole thing, that great story has been invented. Why would Osho say something so inflammatory? Is he just trying to be provocative? No, he is using shock to make us see. He's showing us how our entire civilization is built on stories designed to cover up natural, simple, human life. An illegitimate child is born, a simple, human event. But society, religion, and the family cannot handle this simple truth. They are terrified of it, so they invent a massive, supernatural, ridiculous story about a Holy Ghost to maintain the illusion of purity and control. Osho jokes, the Holy Ghost is part of God, perhaps he is his genitals. He is exposing the lie at the root of our culture. The lie that natural human desire is wrong, that birth is dirty, and that we need institutions, be it marriage or religion, to manage, control, and validate our lives. This kind of talk is what makes Osho so dangerous to the status quo. It's why he was expelled from countries, why he was poisoned. Because he's not just trimming the leaves, he's pulling the entire sick tree out by its roots. And it's why, if you're finding yourself challenged and intrigued by this, you should probably subscribe to this channel. We don't shy away from the deep questions here. We follow Osho down the rabbit hole to see where the truth really lies. But now we come to the biggest question of all. It's the one you've probably been thinking this whole time. It's the checkmate. Okay, Osho, fine, no marriage, free love. But what about the children? What about family responsibilities? This is the ultimate trump card society uses to justify marriage. It's for the children. We sacrifice our happiness, our freedom, our aliveness, for the children. Osho's response to this is perhaps his most revolutionary, most challenging, and most beautiful proposal of all. He says, children should be the responsibility of the commune, not of the family. Let's be very, very clear. He is not saying abandon children. He is not saying children don't need love. He is saying the opposite. He is saying the family is incapable of giving him real, healthy love. Osho says, it is the family which creates tremendous problems in the children's minds. How? It gives them all their sickness, all their superstitions, all their stupid ideas, theologies, religion, political parties. It enforces on the child. Think about your own childhood. How much of what you believe, what you fear, what you value, was it chosen by you, with an open heart and a clear mind? Or was it enforced upon you by your family, your religion, your political views, your prejudices, your ideas about money, about success, about what a good life looks like, about love itself? Osho says, the child has to be freed from the family. He calls the family an ugly institution whose time is over. This is where so many people get stuck. We are so emotionally attached to the idea of the family, the Christmas card, the smiling faces. But Osho asks us to look at the reality of the family. What is the reality for most children? Osho says our children are very impoverished. Why? Because they know only one man, one woman, and they know the constant quarrel between the two. He paints a brutal, honest picture. The woman is nagging the husband is beating the woman. Even if it's not physical, it's psychological. The silent treatment, the resentment, the passive aggression, the duty-bound, loveless atmosphere. The tension so thick you could cut it with a knife. The child absorbs this. This becomes their definition of love. And this, Osho says, is what you are training them for. You are not raising a new, fresh human being. You are creating a copy. Your boy will repeat you. He will knowingly or unknowingly be your carbon copy. Your daughter will repeat your wife, knowingly or unknowingly. This is the cycle of misery. This is how neurosis is passed from one generation to the next, like a cursed inheritance. The family, Osho argues, is the primary factory for producing dysfunctional, unhappy, conditioned, unfree human beings. He says this is why no son can ever forgive his father, and no daughter can ever forgive her mother. They destroyed their lives. This is a psychologically proved phenomenon. The deepest resentment we carry is often for our parents, for burdening us with their own unlived lives, their own sicknesses, their own superstitions. If this is hitting home for you, if you recognize this pattern in your own life or see it happening around you, I want you to know you're not alone. This is the human condition as it's been manufactured for centuries. And if you know someone who is struggling with this, who feels trapped in this cycle, maybe this is the video they need to see. This is not about blame. It's about liberation. Consider sharing this insight with them. It could be the key that unlocks their prison. So, what is the alternative? If the family is an ugly institution, what replaces it? Osho's solution is the commune. Now, don't let that word scare you. It's been loaded with all sorts of negative connotations by the very society that wants to keep you in the family prison. All Osho means by commune is a larger, more conscious community where the burden of raising a child doesn't fall on just two, often neurotic, people. He says, the commune takes care of all the children. This doesn't mean parents are banished. Not at all. Osho clarifies, there will be the father, the mother. They can meet the child can come to them. The difference is that the basic responsibility for the child's care, education, and psychological well-being belongs to the whole community. The child is not the property of the parents. The child is a visitor, a guest, a flowering that belongs to existence itself. What is the result of this? The child is immensely enriched. Instead of being impoverished by knowing only two dysfunctional people, the child will have many uncles and many aunts. They will have more opportunity for human contact with different types of people. Imagine a child growing up surrounded by musicians, scientists, poets, gardeners, meditators. Imagine him being able to go to this uncle to learn guitar and that aunt to learn about stars. Imagine him seeing many different kinds of healthy, loving, free relationships, not just the one toxic, possessive, jealous model of their parents' marriage. When the commune takes care, the children will have experience of so many different kinds of people. This, my friend, is how you create a new man. You free the child from the prison of the family. You give them a world of experience, not a tiny, dark cell. This all flows from one single, beautiful insight Osho had. It's the final point he makes in this incredible talk. He says, "It is my experience that every person is so unique that the more contacts, intimacies, love affairs you have, the richer you will be. Richer, not with money, not with status, but richer in experience, richer in understanding, richer in compassion, richer in life." We have been taught to be poor. We have been taught to find one person and lock ourselves away with them, cutting ourselves off from the rest of humanity. We have been taught that this poverty is love. We have been taught that this jealousy is care. We have been taught that this possessiveness is commitment. Osho calls us to be rich in love, rich in intimacy, rich in connections. This doesn't mean you have to be promiscuous. That's just the other side of the same coin, the other ditch. It means being open. It means being authentic. It means allowing love to be a state of your being, a fragrance that you carry, not a legal contract with one person. It means that when you are with someone, you are totally with them. And when that connection is complete, when the dance is over, you say goodbye with gratitude and respect, making space for the new. This is the razor's edge. It's a terrifying path. It asks you to drop all your conditioning. It asks you to drop the security of marriage, the traditions of family, the superstitions of religion. It asks you to stand alone, responsible only for your own truth, your own awareness, your own freedom. But as Osho promised, it is a walk that is tremendously enjoyable. So, I leave you with this question. Are you living in a prison of your own making? Are you performing a duty instead of living a life? Are you, knowingly or unknowingly, passing on your own sicknesses to your children? And are you brave enough to choose freedom? This was a deep one. If it sparked something in you, if it made you question, if it made you angry, or if it made you feel free, please give this video a like so more people can find this challenging, essential conversation. And hit that subscribe button, because we are not done questioning. We are just getting started. My final question for you: what is one superstition or sickness your family gave you that you are actively trying to unlearn? Share it in the comments below. Let's be honest. Let's learn from each other. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for listening. See you in the next one.